I'm Shauna Bradshaw, Dr. Mom HD, and thank you once again for joining me on this video. As we had left off last week on our video, we were talking about how to travel with children on airplanes. I had so much information that I had to cut the video short, so thank you once again for tuning in, because this one is the continuation of that video. If I had let it run, it was well over 15 minutes, and I didn't think that you guys would want to look at that video for that length of time. These are only supposed to be short introductory videos, but of course I had so much great information to offer you that I wanted to cut the video in half and still offer you all the information that you needed for your vacations away with your children. So without further ado, here's the rest of the video. Enjoy. Make sure that you have lots of activities for your children. And what you want to do is, depending on how long that flight is, if it's a couple hours, you're lucky. Throw in a DVD and a few of their favorite toys and away you go. Take your laptop with you or a small DVD player so that they can listen to it, and make sure that they have headphones so that they don't disturb all the other passengers. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you've got toys that you can pull out just about one every 15 minutes, something that they will like. You also want to make sure that if this is the first time they've ever flown, that you have, and they're young, that you have their soother, a blankie, anything like that. The reason you want to do that is you want to make this as comforting for them as possible. It's pretty scary. It's pretty cool that they're going on an airplane, but they don't know what it is and they don't have an idea. And then all of a sudden, their body feels really different because you're taking off and it's not flat, and gravity does not have the same effect here. So they're leaning back in a chair and things are different, and then all of a sudden something's going on with their ears and they're thinking this is not fun. So what you need to do is get them to suck on their soother if they're young enough, chew gum if they're old enough, or suck on a candy of some sort. You're going to get them to chew on anything in order to get them to loosen the pressure within their eardrums. If they can't do that, then what you have to do is try and ask one of the flight attendants if they would heat up a washcloth and put it in some hot water, and then what you're going to do is lay the hot washcloth around the back of their neck and around their ears, right here underneath the ears, and that will help alleviate some of the pressure as well. These tricks will come in more handy for descent than they will for ascent. Ascending into the air is a whole lot easier on your child and on yourself than it is descending. Descending seems to be a lot longer. It takes longer to get down to the correct altitude, and it seems to affect us more. So we've gone from ascending and equalizing the air pressure in the cabin and equalizing our ears, and now we're going down, and it takes longer. It starts about a half hour before you actually start descending into the area, because they have to get that pressure correct. And because of that, you can be dealing with a really whiny child and one that is very upset. So those tips are definitely ones that I need you to focus on and make sure that you have anything available for them in order to equalize. If your child is old enough, the easiest way to equalize, and even as an adult, your ears, if you don't have a candy to suck on or you don't have any gum, is to take your nose, plug it, and hold your breath and blow. That will help equalize as you're going up and as you're going down, and it definitely helps. So if you are into scuba diving or anything like that, teach your children how to do that, because that is exactly how you're going to get through it a lot easier. The other thing is, when you're on the flight, there are people that have never had children, don't understand children, and can't understand why your child is crying. Bear with it. It's not your fault. Your child has never gone on an airplane or has gone on an airplane, and they don't like it. And I'm under the firm belief that the more often they go, it'll be a little easier. And as they get older, it's definitely easier. But you know what? There are just those people that are not going to understand children, and they never will. So you can either just leave it alone and not do anything about it, and try to the best of your ability handle your children and try and get hold them and be as comforting to them as possible during this time, because they're restrained in their seat, they're upset about their ears, whatever the case may be. Some children travel really well and other children don't. Whatever your child is, just make sure that you're aware of the type of position that, disposition that your child is, so that you can try and handle it. Me, I kind of got thrown off. I had a daughter that loved to travel and didn't have any issues with airline flights, anything. And then I had my son, who was great on the airplane, didn't have a problem with them. He was the little boy that would flirt with all the cute little girls behind him. But then when he got to his destination, was absolutely miserable. So it's really hard to tell. My son ended up being the type of child that loves his home and didn't want to leave. And it wasn't until he grew out of that, but it wasn't for a while that, I took him on 2 destinations, one to Arizona, one to Mexico, and just totally miserable and out of his element. And that was just him. That's just the way it was going to be. All the toys in the world weren't going to do it. All he wanted was his home and his bed. So there are some things where you can make the difference, and these are some of the tips that I'm giving you, is the transitional tips that will help you get through your stay. You've packed your documentations, you've gone through customs because you're wearing comfy clothes and you're making it a lot easier on yourself and on your children. You have your sippy cup for the kids and your traveling mug for you. You've got snacks that you guys can enjoy during the flight. You've got a bag full of toys that will help. You haven't packed a whole lot because you're going to rent them or have people lend them to you when you get to your destination. So you've got an easy experience right now as you're doing the traveling bit on the airplane. The next point is getting to your destination, and you've made it to this destination at this point, so try and make sure that you establish a routine as best as you can. Some kids really need the routine. If your child is one of them, make sure that the routine is established. The other thing that you may want to consider is if this is the first time you're flying and your child is terrified, there are remedies out there, homeopathic remedies out there that will help your child through this. Flying can be a scary thing for a child because it's a fear of the unknown and they have no idea what's going on, and that's okay. There are remedies that will help them, much like the remedies that will help with going to the dentist, or they're afraid of going to the doctor because the medical doctor is going to pick them with a needle. There are remedies that will help them with all of that, and same with an adult. I have traveled with many an adult who have been terrified to fly. There are remedies that will help you. So do me a favor, give me a call, let me know if you need a remedy because you're traveling. We have March break coming up, and this is why I wanted to make sure that I had this video series done in February so that you guys could have the tips and tricks available to you before March break happened. If you require this, then please give me a call. If I'm not in your area, I am able to send them to you. So once again, visit my website, www.drmomhd.com, and look me up. For sure, I can definitely help. Flying is one of my specialties, and I can give you all kinds of tips and tricks in order to get through this and help you out homeopathically. So I hope that I have alleviated a lot of your fears and concerns about flying with children. It's actually a wonderful experience if you're prepared, and I think I've given you enough tools to be prepared for a wonderful venture. So enjoy your trip if you are flying, and if you're not, stay tuned because I will be talking about a car ride and I will be talking about traveling on the train. So make sure that you visit me on Facebook. I have changed my Facebook. It is now a Facebook page. So please like me and make sure that you still give me your suggestions for how you travel with children, be it plane, car, train, whatever. And I look forward to reading them. So take care. I'm Shauna Bradshaw at Dr. Mom HD, www.drmomhd.com. Take care.